Because if we lose our oceans, first of all, we'd lose a lot in the way how our food cycle works. Everything would go crashing down. We wouldn't be able to explore the fascinating things that are in there. We would just have plain hard rock land and we wouldn't be able to even survive. I think our ocean, which I think cops up 80% of our world, is a very important thing. As long as you know what is there and what beautiful creatures live there, then you shall know whether we shall protect it or not.
My name is Nadal. I'm 10 years old. Well, in the morning, I get up, I get ready for school, and then I get my scooter and I ride to my friend's house, where me and him meet up to walk to school together. Then at school, I do my schoolwork, I have breaks, and I play with my friends. Sometimes I study, sometimes I play video games, sometimes I go out to the park, and sometimes I help with the house.
Terrifying. You think about all the worst possibles ever. Big fish, never come back. It was really, really terrifying. And I was really scared even during his first dive. But what made me go for it is that I wanted him to take the risks, and I believe that whatever's meant to happen is going to happen. So it wouldn't really matter, but it would really benefit him to do such thing, like to go through such experience. It changed him a lot. I remember the first time he came out of his second dive, he told me that it felt that he was totally free, that there were no boundaries. I was really, really surprised how much of a great impact it had on him mentally and psychologically. It made him much calmer. He slept way better. So every time he dives, he tends to get really good sleep, because and he sleeps deeply too, which has a great impact on his day, like on his following day. So it takes them outside of that bubble that they're in. Makes kids see other things beyond the norm, beyond what they live on a daily basis, especially with the kids nowadays being so involved with gadgets. This is a great opportunity for them to see a different world. It will help them just grow in these much better, more settled children. It will make children, or people in the future, care more about the world. They will really look after it, and it will also make them work together. Because when you go underwater, you got to have a buddy and you got to work as a team. So it really encourages people to, rather than be more individualistic, but be more social, which is something that we desperately need for nowadays. So.
Well, it's not every day you really experience going on a boat and diving off it. First, we're at where we start, we put everything in the boat. Then after that, we go to the area that we want to go to. After that, we get gear ready, do buddy check, and get everything ready. Then it's it's like, how when you put your first foot forward, like a pool, and you dip, you do that. And yeah, it's pretty decent.
I got my scuba diving license in February 2022. It was a birthday gift from my mom's friend, and it sounded very fun, and I decided to go ahead and try it. At first I was scared, it's my first time with a tank. I'm the youngest out of 2 adults, and it was scary. When it was the actual scuba diving day, I had to wake up at 6 in the morning. I'd go to Camp Cove, and that's where I'd do my 2 days of scuba diving training. It was magical, you could say. It was actually the most peaceful experience. It's like I disconnected from reality. I'm on my own. It's like heaven, you could say. I was expecting pain and fear, but over time I got over it and I started seeing the good part of scuba diving. The first few steps you go and you're cold, it's heavy, you're weighed on. When you hit underwater for a few minutes, the pressure is still building up. But it's when you really get used to it and you're in the middle, it's the perfectness. Like when you're just floating around looking at the beautiful creatures that normal humans can't see from that depth, and it's just a very magical thing. It's like you've disconnected from the universe, you could say, yeah. Well, when I left the ocean, I was entered to loud noises, people speaking every second, headaches, pain to walk. It wasn't a pleasant experience, but even one way or another, I wouldn't be able to stay down there for that long. So, yeah, it was not. I wanted to go back in straight away, even after my all of my courses. On the exact day I finished my course, I wanted to do another dive. It's peaceful. It's like it reboots your mind from all the negative things. It's peaceful. It's relaxing. I explained to my teachers, my fellow classmates. In fact, I showed them a video. Whenever there's a scuba diving lecture, I'm always like, as Nadal does scuba dive, I'm like popped up from it. Well, they are surprised. In fact, I do know a friend who I think next year wants to get a scuba diving license too. So we can dive together. I think I just made someone want to scuba dive. When you hear the word scuba diving, you fear fright, dangerous animals, pain. But I told him everything that's good about it. He knows everything that's good about it. And that's when he wanted to actually do it. Because underwater, it's a place to really have fun. You can't have arguments down there. It's peaceful. Like harmony would come to 7.2 billion people. And it would be overcrowded, that's something, but it would still be, everyone would be relaxed if there was enough, if the entire world was made out of water and there was one tiny island. That tiny island would be where you'd get your gear from, where you'd get your tanks from. And everyone would just be pieced out, relaxed. Like, you can't argue underwater. If I was trying to argue to you underwater, you wouldn't be understanding what I'm trying to argue to you. Or even if I'm arguing to you. So I think it'd actually make a world better place.